Now, if you were watching Top of the Pops last Thursday night, you may well have spotted me dancing with the famous Pan's People. Although they always make their dances look very effortless, a great deal of rehearsing does go into them. I first met the group, not in the studio at Television Centre, but at a boys' club a couple of miles away where those rehearsals take place. Mary, Lee, Sue, Ruth and Cherry are the girls you see every week. But there's one person who doesn't appear on the screen.
I'm going to start on a wide angle. So you're all going to be like this. Okay?
She's Flick Colby, and if you've noticed her name at the end of Top of the Pops, you'll know that she's the choreographer. It's Flick who invents all Pan's People's dances. And at the start of rehearsals, she showed us all the steps we would have to learn.
Maybe out here, and the next girl, the last girl is here. That's you, Mary. Here.
Yes.
Now, to fill in, Sue runs forward. Run, run, run. You gotta run that way. Okay? You gotta...
I haven't danced like this since I left the Young Generation 4 years ago, and I found some of the steps Flick had invented really quite difficult. She demonstrated every new step, and then each of us practiced it over and over until she was happy.
There. Do it on there. Step far across yourself here. Yeah. So you come back to center. That's it. That's it. Because it gives you some...
I was trying not ever to go there.
No, it's okay. Otherwise, it's just you're on the spot for so long, it gets a bit weird.
Once we'd got all the routine in our heads, we had our first attempt at dancing to the music. The record was by Manuel and the Music of the Mountains, and this week it's number 8 in the hit parade.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
While rehearsing, dancers wear clothes that are comfortable and easy to move about in. As it was cold, some of us wore trousers, but we'd put skirts on over them so that we could practice our Spanish twirls.
Count!
We weren't the only people using the club, and I wondered what the ladies next door would think of our dance.
On its own, number 7. 4 and 8, 48.
It took about 8 hours of hard work to get the dance into this state. I was beginning to feel quite confident. Everything seemed to be going well, but Flick had noticed something that none of us was doing. Top of the Pops is done in Studio 3 at the Television Centre, and at 12 o'clock the next day, we were all there ready for camera rehearsal. Lighting is very important on Top of the Pops, and Peter Smee, the supervisor, was setting up his special lighting effects.
61. Take up the bar then, Annie. Take up 65.
As soon as the last lights were accurately positioned, we started rehearsal. The other girls had already got their costumes for the show. Mine was still being made, so I was the odd one out. Robin Nash is the Top of the Pops producer.
It's a lovely piece of music.
He was going to tell the cameraman which shots to take, and so that they could get an idea of what the dance looked like, we had to do it bit by bit.
Hold it, ladies, please.
Can't stop me now.
Can you get off, you three? And can we have you two back, please? Sorry.
The more times the cameramen and the technicians can see the dance, the better the result will be. So none of us minded doing bits over and over again. There was only half an hour allocated for rehearsing the dance, so there wasn't much time for sorting out any problems. Our final rehearsal was seen by only a few dozen people in the control rooms and on the studio floor. But when the dance went out on the air, around 12 million people would be watching. After rehearsing in the boys' club, the area we were now dancing on seemed very small. It was also built half a metre high, so that the cameras would be able to see over the heads of the audience. Dancers remember when to stop and start by counting the beats in the music, and Lee, Sue and I were just out of the camera's sight, counting like mad.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Keep them a little more to the left, in the bottom of the frame.
It's on this last rehearsal that Flick sees all her ideas finally realised and knows whether or not the dance routine is going to be successful.
And take 4.
1.
Top of the Pops is recorded every Wednesday evening, and at 6:30 the audience arrives. It's so popular that there's an 18-month waiting list for tickets. While the audience was being shown in, we were in the makeup room waiting to be called to the studio, and it gave me time to have a chat. Are you all ex-ballet dancers or ex...
Yes. Yes.
As far as dancing goes, you've got to have a ballet training. And we all have. I hope it shows.
It does show, actually. It shows particularly to me. I had a ballet training once upon a time, and these last 2 days I've been very glad. Mind you, from point shoes to these shoes, I'm not sure about that. At 7:30, the 619th edition of Top of the Pops started, and 10 minutes later, Rodrigo's guitar concerto began playing, and Pan's People +1 were on stage.